A typical first day of kindergarten is a very exciting day because the children and parents are excited about kindergarten starting, but they're also a little nervous because a new part of their life that's starting. Good job, good job.
Good job, good job.
Thank you.
He's crazy.
I think parents will find that if they help get their child ready for kindergarten, the transition into kindergarten will be easier, and they'll also notice that their child's learning grows at a faster pace. The students who enter kindergarten prepared for what we're doing, and that's academically and socially, have an easier time learning and seem to make much faster and better progress than students who aren't as prepared.
For kids, it's important to be ready before kindergarten because it's the foundation for being successful at school.
I think to prepare for the academic skills in kindergarten, it's very, very important to read with your child as much as possible. I often tell the parents in my kindergarten room, you could never read too much to your child. And I really, truly believe that because the variety of books you read introduces them to so many new topics and ideas and characters and settings. And if you read some fiction books and then some nonfiction books, they start to learn that different books give you different kinds of information.
Y tenemos que un perrito se comió un gatito. Por la luz así les tapaba los ojos.
It also helps them develop their vocabulary and learn new words and new things that they didn't know before. As you're reading with your child, they're hearing the language of books. They're hearing the rhyme, they're hearing the rhythm of reading in the books, and it gives you a special connection with them to share that time together. Some of the academic skills that would be really helpful for children to have before they enter kindergarten would be being able to recognize and write their own name. It doesn't have to be perfect, but if they can write their own name, they're going to be writing their name many, many times in kindergarten, so it's great to start with that. It's also helpful if they know how to listen to a story and ask questions about the story. That also helps them develop their vocabulary. It's helpful if they know the alphabet letters and the sounds the letters make. They don't have to know those, but it's really helpful because we start right away on the first week or two of school talking about how their name is made of letters and what sounds are in their names. Here we go. A, apple, a. E, a, F, fish. Good. R, ring. It's also very great if they can learn to count from maybe 1 to 20.
Let's count them.
And if they know how to count a group of objects. If I put a handful of beans in front of them, could they count them correctly? Another area that parents can help their child get ready for kindergarten is to help improve their fine motor skills. Kindergartners do a lot of writing and cutting and drawing and coloring. And so it would be helpful for parents to make sure their child knows how to hold a pencil and use the pencil, and also how to use scissors and crayons and glue. On the personal care skills area, it's really important that children are independent in taking care of themselves using the bathroom. With 24 children in the classroom, obviously we want them to be able to manage their own clothes, so zippers and buttons and belts and all the things that they wear each day, so that they know how to wash their hands, and that they can manage their backpack and their any kind of coats, and they can get them on and off by themselves. Having personal skills just makes them more independent to begin with, and it just makes life a lot easier for them that when they don't have to ask for help all the time for things. And I think for many children, when they see other children being able to do it, they think they want to be able to do it too. So when they come in the door already knowing it, it helps develop their self-esteem. They know that they can do that already. Some things that parents can do to help their child learn good social skills is to make sure their child has opportunities to play with other children, whether it's a preschool or it's in their home or another small group setting. You know, the more times they have with other children playing and interacting, then the more practice they have to really help them get their social skills better. Social skills are very important in kindergarten because for some children it's their first time in a large group setting of other children. And the main thing would be being able to listen to others and then follow along with what they're doing. So if whether it's the teacher or someone else in the building, being able to hear a direction and then follow that direction. Other social skills would be knowing how to get along with others, so how to be friends and share and cooperate together, because kindergarten there's a lot of sharing. They share school supplies, they share math supplies, and they have to share things on the playground and in the lunchroom. It's important they be able to share and cooperate because that's going to make making friends much easier, and they're going to be happier at school. Kindergarten readiness is very important nowadays because kindergarten has changed so much over the years. Kindergarten has become a lot more academic focused, and children are expected to do a lot more work than they did many years ago. It's really important for parents to know that for their child to be ready to learn in kindergarten every day, that their child needs to come prepared. And for us in kindergarten, that means that they've had a good sleep the night before. Most doctors are recommending about 10 hours or more of sleep for a child. And you'll know if your child has had enough sleep if you have no trouble waking them up in the morning. If they get up with a smile on their face, then they had enough sleep and they're ready for school that day. They should also bring a backpack every day and any library books or homework that they had to return. And then just make sure they eat a healthy breakfast and they get to school on time. It's really important they're there at the beginning of the day so they can get all the learning they can. A typical day in kindergarten begins when the bell rings and the kids enter in the morning, and they will come right away and hang up their backpacks, get out any papers or homework or library books they have to hand in, and they usually have something to do at their seats. Start with one, okay, good, and then after you do the dot to dot, what do you do next?
I know.
Nifl?
Color.
Color, and what else do you have to write at the top?
Name.
Your name. Students work at their seats until it's time for a transition. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for stopping and listening. So boys and girls, we're going to transition to the carpet now. You'll put your paper and crayons and books away. And we usually transition and come up to the carpet all together where we do a calendar time, talk about what we're doing that day, kind of go over the schedule, and kind of review any information we need to share with them. After that, we usually have math and work on numbers and counting and whatever other things we're doing in math. After math is usually a recess break. They go outside for about 15 to 20 minutes. When they come back inside, we have snack time. After snack, we usually have some kind of literacy, whether it's writing or reading. Sometimes we work in small groups, sometimes whole group. And then after that is the time when the half-day students go home, and then we have lunch and recess. Students usually either bring a lunch from home or they purchase a school lunch. If they're bringing a lunch from home, just making sure your child knows how to open all the containers you're choosing to send with them, and that you're sending some food that they like, especially the first week. But don't send too much food because you're going to notice that they only eat a small part of their lunch because they're talking and enjoying being around their friends. For children who are buying school lunch, they'll get something called a PIN number, and it's usually a 4 or 5-digit number that will be mailed to you before school starts. And children need to learn this number because there's going to be a little keypad like an ATM machine. They're going to put the number in and then push the green button. And then the computer in the lunchroom will say, thank you, and they'll know that they've been okayed for lunch. And students will get a lunch tray. They have a choice of chocolate or white milk. And then they'll go through the lunch line. There's fruit and salad bar that has lots of great choices, and then there's always several entree items. They'll have to open the milk carton, and they'll have to, be able to eat by themselves and then clean up by themselves. So if parents want more information about early learning programs or kindergarten, they can call the Bellevue School District. They have a special office at 425-456-4030. Parents can register their child for kindergarten if they turn 5 by September of that year, and it's good to register your child as early as possible, and you can start registering in early spring. The best place for parents to start to register for kindergarten is at their local neighborhood elementary school. The office manager has all the information and all the forms and packets they need to fill out to get their child registered for kindergarten. The office manager also has information if there's other kindergarten programs available, and also whether they want half-day or full-day kindergarten, which is another option in our school district. You'll need your child's birth certificate, immunization form. I would like parents to know that we're going to really care for their children and really want to help them grow and learn as much as possible, and that we want the parents to be partners with us in that. We want the parents to communicate with us and let us know if there's anything going on at home that would impact their child's day for any reason. And we want the parents to have the same high expectations for their children that we do. You can do it. You can do it. I know you can do it.